Hello and welcome to another episode of Digital Marketing Answered. Today we're talking about why video is important in digital marketing. Tim.
Hi, Pete.
So should we start off chatting about what we mean by video in digital marketing, how it can be used, what types of video we're talking about?
Yeah, there's a lot of different sort of, if you like, formats or uses within video, and it's important to cover them all off. Some of these are more applicable to B2B, some are more applicable to B2C. So I suppose we could start and we could say things like the informative video style, which this episode and Digital Marketing Answered falls into that, although it's recycled as a podcast as well as the vlog. So you've got that. Then you've got more specific knowledge-based ones where you can extend from talking about a subject matter like we're talking about now into more like a how-to. Yep. And a lot of people do the how-tos. How-tos can be really good both on the consumer side. So I don't know how to build a birdhouse or something like that, and you want to sell a related product. Through to it can be on the B2B side, and you can be doing how-to videos around something like, let's say, how to understand, how to audit a website's technical backend or something like that. And so these formats are really useful and build on that knowledge positioning and also getting awareness for your brand, getting awareness for your business, and specifically sometimes getting awareness for products. Then you can go into, I would say, more product or specific videos. So if we take a product, so for example, you're looking to buy a tent, the e-commerce company that sells tents might have a video for each of the tents that they sell. So they'll do a walk around, they might show how easy it is to assemble, they might show some particular features. So those can be very product specific. You can also do them category specific. So you would then maybe have that video which talks about the different styles of tents. So what's the difference between a 2-season and a 4-season, that kind of thing, for those tent lovers out there. Can you tell I bought a tent this year? So those are there that's on the consumer side. And it could be like for something like makeup, you might extend that into the use of a specific product. So, this is how you apply this foundation, things like that. Not that I'm saying I've been buying a lot of foundation this year, but those are the kind of videos that you typically see with consumers. But you can have a service video or a B2B product video where it's walking people through. And I think that as a medium, that's not used as often as it could be at the moment, and we've been helping clients with doing this. So it can be kind of a sort of walk around of maybe some software, or it can be an explanation of the service. So if you've got something which is sometimes difficult to understand or technically a bit challenging to kind of explain in words, the video can come into its own there. So
it's basically informational. Not just about selling. It's not selling. It's being helpful. It's being useful, and very much like written content should be. It's about helping people and developing their knowledge and answering their queries.
Yeah, absolutely.
With a view to obviously nurturing them towards hopefully a sale.
Yeah. If you think about where the video of the tent falls into the purchase flow, the category level one, explaining the difference in tents, is at the sort of awareness kind of, I'm looking for a tent, but I'm not quite sure which one I want. That video works there and help moving people through. Because content marketing isn't about creating content. It's about moving people down the purchase journey using content. People sometimes forget that and just create noise. But you'll have this thing where you'll move them down, and then when they know that they want a 3-season lightweight backpacking tent, then they might look at the specific product videos to then make that decision and inform that purchase decision. So they can form different places within that purchase journey.
But all the while, it's sort of demonstrating your knowledge, your expertise, subject matter experts, all of that sort of stuff, because then you're buying into the company. And from a B2B perspective, if you're an accountancy firm or whatever, you're instilling that trust and that confidence that you know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Those sorts of things.
Yeah. And in fact, the things like Digital Marketing Answered are actually above that. They're at the brand awareness level.
Yeah.
So they're not. There are specific challenges that we're talking about, and people do contact us off the back of Digital Marketing Answered episodes to say, "Oh, that challenge is something that I'm suffering at the moment. Can you help?" kind of thing. But it's much more about brand awareness. The format that I haven't talked about yet is the one above that, which is, I would say, that the advertising format video.
Yeah. Okay.
And that can be in a very different sort of sense in terms of how you put that out there, because it's come out from, if you like, the advertising era from magazine into television into now online. So this might be an Instagram ad or a Facebook ad or LinkedIn, and some of them are very ad-like in terms of, this is what we do, this is the problem that it solves, call us now. Some of them can be much softer. It can be product placement. This is an influencer using a product or whatever, it's in there. Or it can be something light-hearted and funny, and it's it's just getting awareness. But those are kind of, I would say, they're the ones you're promoting more with your paid media.
But as we do with our Digital Marketing Answered, you do the shorts, you do the snippets, and then the longer form like this, with fireside chat sort of style. But it's that variety as well, isn't it? That's important. From a video perspective,
because we do these long form ones because we want to dive into subjects and talk about them in depth, and not just go, oh, you can do this and it fixes all your problems. Often these are complex challenges in digital marketing, and they require depth of thinking, they require explanations and discussion. So they're longer format. There are things which are short and different places and different questions, suitable in different areas.
Yeah. Okay. And then how does that all tie in with the overall digital marketing mix? So you've got your website, and obviously SEO is as ever important, and you want to be found in search. And I'm guessing, with video, we want to be found, for these search queries, don't we? So how does that all kind of combine with all of your overall digital marketing strategy?
I think video has a place in most of the, if you'd like to say, specialisms, or like in Innovation Visual, we've got specialism hubs with different areas which really go in depth into knowledge in certain areas. If you look at video, you could use it in paid social media on LinkedIn. You can use it for, as you say, appearing in the search results page. You can use it for conversion rate optimization by having it in a page and a flow there. You can use it in marketing technology automations by placing it into flows depending on consumer behavior. You can use it in personalization, because when we build a HubSpot CMS site, we can embed a different video in position A depending on whether the user is identified as X or Y. So you can use video is a element that you can use across lots of different places. You shouldn't think that it has a singular place. Digging into that, you talked about specifically SEO and getting found, and I think it's a really lovely place to use video, actually, where there's still opportunities. There's a lot of noise out there in the internet. You need to cut through noise, and I think there's still an opportunity to do that when it comes to video for search. So looking at terms that people search for and going, okay, well, I might have a written blog about this. Why don't I actually do a video about it? Why don't I answer that question in a video? And this comes back to the driver, if you like, of the preference shifting to people prefer to consume video than read words. And back in the day, you didn't, TV was booming, the internet was starting, everybody might have loved video back in the day, but the bandwidth wasn't there. Now, bandwidth. You know, people don't talk about bandwidth or speed or, you know.
No, it's just a given, isn't it?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 10 years ago, people might have been okay with waiting for the video to load,
Buffering,
right?
yes. Yeah.
I can't. There's probably people watching this going, "No, that can't be true,"
Yeah.
because nobody would tolerate hitting play and having to wait 4 seconds, 5 seconds, or whatever these days. So the consumer, if you like, has always enjoyed the moving picture. So whether that was the evolution from print magazines into television advertising and things, there's something I think very human about storytelling.
Yeah.
That the moving picture falls into, you know. And so I think you've got to tap into that preference.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting what you said about this series in particular, where we obviously also then export it into our podcast format as well.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of the video as well, in that also you can transcribe it into a blog as well, or into a written piece. So it actually starts as a video, but actually has multiple kind of touch points and uses.
It should be something to do with your content strategy anyway, looking to maximize any value that you get from content creation. But video, as you say, is really good because you can use the audio for podcasts, you can extract the transcript, you can use that in written areas. And the other thing is that for a video which is long, you can cut it up into chunks. So you shouldn't think that a video is a video. You can always cut it up into different pieces, and you can also recycle elements if you like to put them together. Remember, when you're doing that, always think about what's the value for the person that's going to be watching, listening, and also what is the business driver. Don't just create content for content's sake, actually have a purpose behind it.
Yeah. But I guess a lot of the content can be kind of evergreen, and the longevity of some of that content, you know, is great, and it also delivers a value, doesn't it, in terms of a long-term kind of value of that piece. So it might take a bit of time to put it all together to start with, but you're actually going to earn off it for months, if not years to come, potentially.
And and I think you're right. The longevity is really important, and it's that upfront cost that's put a lot of people off embracing video, because it's not cheap, if you like, in inverted commas, like it is to write a blog or, you know, put together some graphics or whatever. But it gives you so much more, as we've said, and you can really just extract a lot of value and also be smart about how you shoot videos. So when we do videos for ourselves, for clients, we always look at a shooting plan that is actually really getting the maximum value out of being there on the day, getting the depth, all the kit set up, what can we do with it, rather than just looking at a one-off, like, oh, well, we're going to shoot a half-an-hour video and then come back 2 weeks later and do another half-an-hour video or another one for an hour. Don't do that, you know, and that's where agency helps, because we guide the clients to say, hold on, if we're going to be here for a day or half a day, there's a lot we can fill in that. And the same with edit time. It's more efficient if you're not just picking stuff back up and down.
Okay. Another area we haven't really talked about when it comes to video, and is video, is live streaming, because that's that's a real great.
I missed that one out on the intro, didn't I?
That's a real great way of like real time interaction with your consumer, with your customers. So do you want to talk a bit about that and how?
Yeah, I mean, live streaming, really good. I suppose some people in the B2B space maybe think of it as more like just doing a webinar live or whatever, but there's so much more that you can do. You can go on multiple platforms. It doesn't have to be consumer focused, although you want to be thinking about what's your plan for the stream, how much interaction do you want, how many people do you need to be on there and things. But amazing stuff that you can do on there, and we've done some really interesting bits and pieces on this as well for clients. One of the things now that you can do is the purchase. So for e-commerce, live stream and bolting in purchase, so you've actually got direct call to action. And the way that the platforms like TikTok are facilitating this technically, that we could be talking about here, and I can say, well, you know, would you like an innovation visual mug? They're on offer, only £5 today, plus postage and packing. and people can click on it, and it's okay. There you go. You can purchase. And then a few minutes later, I can say, and maybe you want one of these lovely yellow chairs, and then it then goes to that part of the store, and you can drive a lot of sales and a lot of interest with that.
And from a B2B perspective, things like demos and trials, and a free trial, or you could do as a special one-off offer or something as part of the live stream, or.
And I think, but what we're missing saying, the key thing with the live stream is somebody, out there, you're talking to people, and then you have a question in, and it's like, okay, well, can you tell me the capacity of the mug?
Yeah.
Like, is this a certain type of fabric or whatever? And you have the opportunity on the live stream to actually answer those questions.
Yes.
So things like Joseph Wiggs, client, live stream there. You got wigs in the background. Could you just show me how that one looks on you?
Yeah.
And try that one on. What's the material? I can show close up. That's live stream, because that's interaction.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the people on the other end being able to actually drive what's going on, what they're seeing on screen, answer questions, get those back. You still need a plan. You need a plan for the whole thing. But that's what it's about, because you do live stream to get the interaction. You publish out to a platform when it's very much a one-way communication.
And again, the reuse of content then, because you can obviously publish after the event and on demand, people can go back and watch it or whatever, and that can feed into your other marketing activity as well.
Absolutely.
So, again, multiple touch points and multiple uses.
And it is possible, depending on your technology setup, and again, you might want to use agency to do this because we've got more kit and things like that, is to actually live stream on more than a single platform at once.
Right, okay.
It doesn't have to be a single platform, because you're there, you're doing it, but you've got to equip yourself. You've got to have, the right people knowing what they're doing, because, there's me and you talking today, but there's actually around the room, behind the scenes, there's people here. There's people here. And so with a live stream, even more so, because I can't just wander off and go and have a look at X, whatever. Or you could, but you got to think about production value.
Yeah, exactly. It's got to be slick, because there's no edit points.
To a degree.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, okay.
Some stuff can be raw. Depends on your brand.
True. Okay. In terms of the actual variety of the content, though, for a live stream, it's pretty much the same as all of the other video types we were talking about earlier. The explainer videos, the demonstrators, those sort of things. Chats like this, interviews, presentations. I mean, you can do pretty much all of it, but live. But you just got to have, the confidence to do it, I suppose, is one thing.
Confidence to do it, and also, again, think of the value for your audience. Because bring it back to that. What's the value for the audience, and what would I want them to do if they've invested their time to participate, to watch, kind of thing. But I think it's brilliant. I mean, the reach that video gives you on social platforms, we haven't really talked about that, but, the algorithms like Instagram. Instagram used to be about pictures, just like pictures. And there are still lots of pictures on Instagram. But anybody scrolling through their feed will tell you that they see a lot of video in there. And the algorithms are prioritizing video, because video gets higher engagement, it gets higher eyeball ratings, if you like, and therefore it gets shown to more people. So if you're trying to get social reach, you need to really be embracing video in order to get that, because you've got to play to the algorithms what they want. And, whether it's Instagram or LinkedIn, or any other platform, you've got to think.
And it's part of your overall strategy as well. Take live stream, for example, that could be very top of funnel, very sort of awareness. People kind of find you through seeing this promotion of a live stream on LinkedIn or something, and they watch it and they kind of start to get engaged. And then again, that leads into that follow-up, the downloading a guide or enrolling in a workflow, watching more videos, etc., etc. So it all kind of feeds into the overall strategy.
And it's interesting, you use the word strategy a couple of times in that, and it is about having a strategy and a plan. Like we've talked about loads of things. you can't take a scattergun approach of like, oh, well, this week let's do a live stream. Next week let's do some fireside chat. Oh, a week after let's do some shorts or what. You've got to really think about the whole plan, the whole strategy. Look at your resourcing. Look at what you can do, and then think about how you can fit it in and maximize the value. Because at the end of the day, we're in the marketing industry, and the driver for the marketing industry really is, if you spend £1, how much profit do I get back from that? There, and you shouldn't be spending pounds just to tick a box or to say I'm going to do this. You need to really work on that strategy piece, and it's going across the board. So how's it going to tie into things like written content? How's it going to tie into landing pages on your site? How's it going to tie into campaign work? How are you going to use it on your paid? Because to get that maximum value out of any investment, it needs to be thought through and planned. So I think you've got to have that underlying strategy nailed and plan nailed.
So I think we've established that it is important in digital marketing. There's lots of different reasons for using it. If someone's watching this today, perhaps they know they should be using it, they're not using it, perhaps they're daunted by the thought of like, where do we even start? Like, how do we actually start using video? What are the first steps? What would be your advice be to someone like that? I
think you knock on our door, or knock on the door of, I would say it's got to be an agency like us that really understands the whole gamut of digital marketing, because there have been video agencies out there for a long time just doing video, and I think the problem with those, when I see their outputs, is they're still aiming for high production value, still thinking about it as almost like mini documentaries, short films, TV slot. They're thinking about it like that. That's not how video and digital marketing works. You need to be good on the video and understand the technicalities of that, but actually it's as important, if not more so, to understand how it's going to be used in the digital marketing mix. As I said, content marketing isn't about creating content, it's about creating content that moves people through a buying journey. You could have the best production values and people that do fantastic videos, but if they don't understand how to move people through the journey and where the video is going to fit within the wider mix, you're going to spend a lot of money, have some beautiful stuff, but not really see the results. So I think we're very well positioned. I think there's not a large number of agencies that really do what we do. There are some others obviously going to be out there, but I think it's hard for somebody new to it to just jump in, and you don't want to. The first thing you want to do is not jump in with it in-house, because again, what you're going to do, you're going to get somebody who's great at video, but you need the strategy behind it, you need the plan behind it, and you don't want to experiment with a high cost in-house role and find that it's not going right.
And there's some merit to you could try it in-house yourself with. Well, you can film on anything these days, can't you? A phone, but you're just not going to get quite the production values, and you can't see all the kit we've got here on camera. But these lighting rigs and all this stuff. Most companies won't invest in that, and you need somebody to have the know-how to use it all.
I actually think that's true. And kit like microphones, wireless mics, expensive cameras and lenses, and getting things right. There is a cost to it, but the real cost of getting it wrong is not getting traction, the investment not turning around, and I think it's the expertise that you need really to back it up. And I think you can stick an iPhone on something, record something, and you can get a nice ring light, and you can do a recording, and you could do some edits and things like that of some screen records, and that's all fine. But if you haven't had somebody advise you to say, well, this is what people search for, or in your market, these are the videos that are getting traction, or there's some gaps, nobody's doing videos like this, you could end up with great content, but it might not be directed at where it needs to be.
And the ROI on the video, like we were saying earlier, has to be, in terms of view rates and actually getting out and people seeing it, and then being repurposed for other parts of your strategy
Yeah.
and all of that. So it's that thinking and all of that that goes into it that
Yeah.
gets the return, not just on, you know, having a video that you plonk on a website.
Yeah, it's, as I say to clients, you pay us for what we know, not what we do necessarily.
Yeah.
It's about what we know and how we can guide you and how we can help you make better decisions, do the right thing. It's that knowledge piece that you can't just go and buy off the shelf.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Thanks, Tim. I think that's been really useful. Hopefully, people watching have found that useful, and I think it's a very interesting subject, and it's continually evolving, isn't it?
Yeah, there's probably more that we could talk about on it. There's areas that we haven't touched upon in any great depth. But yeah, hopefully it's given people some food for thought about, you know, if they're embracing it a little bit now, what else they should be doing, how they should be doing it. If they're not getting the performance, you know, is it not because of the quality of the videos, but because of the planning and the thought beforehand kind of thing. Or they might be completely, you know, not doing it, completely new to it. So, you know, give them some guidance. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks for watching. I hope you found that useful and informative. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and please add your comments below. Also remember to hit the notification bell and download the podcast. But until next time, thanks very much, Tim.
Thanks, Pete.
And we'll see you again on Digital Marketing Answered.
Thanks.